I'm Kerry Fink with Helping Seniors of Brevard. It's time for today's edition of Helping Seniors Update. Today is it's Tuesday, and it's the 22nd of June, and hope this finds things going well with you. Our special guest today for Helping Seniors Update is none other than registered nurse and owner of Avid Home Care Services, Traci Graf. How you been doing, Traci?
I'm good, Kerry. Thank you so much.
Wow, and it was interesting because when I asked you the topic that you thought would be good for us to cover today, you said, I'd like to go over some of the stuff that was actually in the article that you published in the Helping Seniors newsletter in June of this month. So if you didn't get a chance to read that article, I want to direct you over to your copy of Senior Scene magazine. You can always pull it up at helpingseniorsofbrevard.org. It's a great place to just read the magazine online and get everything that's in the newsletter. But this has been a topic that has really been an important one for you.
So over my experience as a nurse, especially since I've been in home care, and especially since I've taken over Avid, I've become so much more aware of the schemes that are out there for seniors. And I don't know that even I really understood why seniors are targeted until I did the research for this article. So I found some of the things I learned really interesting. I found that one of the things they say seniors are very susceptible to these kind of scams is that, especially when it comes to phone calls, they tend to be more polite. They're a generation that tends to have good credit. They usually own a home. Many of them have savings. Sometimes there are no family around watching what's going on. So, I never even thought about the fact that, yes, probably every client I have owns their own home, has excellent credit, has some savings or investments of some sort. And then I realized, well, that is, I guess, why, and they answer every phone call. They don't hang up on people. They don't want to be impolite. They tend to listen sometimes to a little bit of a sob story if someone starts to talk to them about it. So they are definitely more susceptible to this kind of stuff happening. But, the internet with email and Messenger and Facebook have really added a whole new level to it, honestly. And I'm not sure they're all aware, of the technology side of it. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say it was interesting. Our state attorney, Phil Archer, who is a very strong fraud fighter, he's often publishing, in fact, he publishes every month a little newsletter talking about the recent scams. He just put something out on Facebook saying, look out for Becky calling from AARP. And apparently they've identified this is a call that seems to be originating from the West Palm Beach area of Florida. And it's these robocalls coming out to everybody saying, hey, you're eligible for free genetic testing. If you just, basically press one, speak to their nice operator, give them your Medicare number. And we all know that can't lead to anything good.
No, I walked into a client's home who had called us. And ironically, it was a good friend of mine's father-in-law. And when I walked in, he was on the phone at the time he was on speakerphone. He was very frustrated. I wasn't actually sure what the heck was even going on, but after some trying to figure out what was happening, Medicare commercial that's out there. So he called that number. And within about 5 minutes, they had basically tried to cancel his retirement benefits from the Space Center.
Wow.
They put him on a whole new plan. He had to have referrals. And so apparently he had become aware of it when he tried to make a doctor's appointment and needed a referral. And he said, well, why is this? I never needed a referral before. And I walk in, he's on the phone with them, whoever they were. He's also on a conference call with, I think it was like Florida Blue or whoever his benefits from the Space Center were through. But it was a huge convoluted mess. Wow. And I had to take a ton of notes for my friend to be able to call back and try to straighten it out. And thankfully, like Florida Blue, the representative was like, we see what's going on and we're not canceling his policy.
Good.
So, you know, and I actually said to the girl on the phone from the other place, I said to her, is this what you do all day to seniors? This kind of stuff? Because this is outrageous.
You know, this goes back to something that our president and founder, Joe Steckler, talks about, which is so important. It's called having an aging plan. And this is actually something that's helping seniors as a nonprofit. We're putting together a program called Get Your Ducks in a Row, the things, you know, kind of like a checklist to help you get this together. Because a lot of times, one of the challenges for seniors is they get so much just stuff coming in their inbox. And the inbox could be that mailbox. It could be the TV commercials we see. It could be those phone calls coming in. And then we're trying to process a lot of stuff, and typically about stuff that you or I, as just a basic consumer, we don't have a lot of frame of reference. So we are hoping that we're dealing with somebody we can trust. And that's one of the things that's so important about what we try to do with the Helping Seniors organization. You know, Joe is just he is just a stickler for us being, 100% on the integrity front and making sure that we're getting seniors connected with services that are going to help them, and actually to kind of fight that fraud kind of stuff as well. Right. And so I'm so glad that you're shining a light on it. Now, I want to talk about you and Avid Home Care. You guys really work to take care of your people that are connected, right? And talk a little bit about what you guys do and how you help keep seniors safe medically, but also when you can, there's an opportunity to keep them as much as they can.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, I tend to do a lot of educating with our clients, especially when they have that first admission visit with me. I'm there sometimes for an hour or an hour and a half talking. And, we can talk about all sorts of different things, but I do like to touch on some of the things that, that I think are really important. And I don't want to ever give the impression that like our staff are poking into people's private business, because they're not. But with that said, when you have a regular caregiver who is coming every day, and I'm going to say, they're one of my employees, because our employees are dedicated to what they're doing. They're not just collecting a paycheck. So if they happen to see something going on in the home that they are concerned, they will sometimes come to us and say, this is happening. I'm not so sure about this. Maybe you could reach out to the daughter who lives in another state, or the son, or something. So you're right. Having eyes and ears on a person definitely sees. I mean, we have a client right now that it's a stepdaughter has showed up that no one knew about. And there's suddenly real estate listings laying around the condo. So, and I had a conversation with her caregiver, and she's the one who came to me and said, I'm telling you this just to kind of put you on alert, right? But know that I'm watching it. And if we need to contact her sister, then I will let you know, and you can do that. And it's not that I'm the ultimate patient advocate. I'm the first person to stand up and say to them, you can speak for yourself. You don't need anybody to speak for you. But there are times when things are manipulated. And when we see it happening, I mean, if we can do something, we will. If we can't, there's nothing we can do.
Yep.
Trying to educate them about what happens. Don't give out your personal information on the phone. Do not click links if you get texted on your phone, or links that are sent to you via email. Your bank will not send you an email asking you to update your banking information.
Right.
And I mean, I've taught a lot of seniors, and you and I talked about this a minute ago, that if you hover the mouse, or it's a laptop and it's your finger or the cursor over the email address of the person, say it's Amazon, saying, I get a lot of them from Amazon, PayPal, Netflix, update your account information. We need it updated information. And I don't even have accounts with some of those companies. So if you hover over the email address that came to you, it will show if it's not from there.
Yep.
And if it's not, just delete it. Just delete it, delete it, delete it. I don't even open a text. If a text comes, I mean, they call that spoofing. If the text comes to you on your phone and you see the preview message, it's a number you don't recognize, it's information you don't recognize, don't even open the text, just delete it.
Yeah,
Because
I always think that the best solution is pick up the number that you know the organization from, like you have it in your files or on one of the bank statements that's been mailed to you, and call them and say, hey, I'm getting this. Is this you guys asking me a question? Because that seems to,
question it.
Yeah, that seems to be the route in. Well, thank you, Traci, for taking a minute to share with us. Now, if somebody, I understand that you have two things. You're able to help people at home, but you're also a great source for employment too. If people are who care are looking for a great job, you're a great place to go to work. So I want you to real quickly, basically give the phone number and also talk a little bit about the kind of person that you would hope to hire.
Okay. So our office is in Merritt Island. The phone number is 321-392-3400. Anyone who wants to come in for an interview, I would really encourage them to just call the office, schedule the interview, come in, fill out the application and talk to us. My son or I, or both of us, hire each person individually. So we're very connected to all the employees. I want to know who I'm sending in your home.
Sure.
And that is very important to me. And, I think that it shows we have employees who have been with us now since when my husband and I took over, which was January of 2018.
Wow.
We have people who have come on board then and are still with us.
Wow.
So our employees are happy. They like where they work. We care about what kind of assignments they get. We care if they're happy with what they're doing. We care if they have enough tools and resources to be doing what we want them to do. We've recently enacted a Caregiver of the Month thing that really has become quite popular, and we share the Caregiver of the Month on all of our different social media pages and things, and that has really been popular. So, we really try to do a lot of recognition for our employees. It's a great place to work. And, we honestly can fit around anyone's schedule. I mean, if you have babysitter issues and can only work evenings, Monday to Friday, or you can only work weekends, I'd love to have somebody who could only work weekends. Anything we're very good at sort of finding shifts to fit in whatever it is people need. So, just give us a call and see if you want to come work with us, come talk to us. And we'd love to talk to anyone who's interested.
Traci Graf, longtime friend of the Helping Seniors organization, Avid Home Care Services. And one more time before we sign out, give that number to give you a call. It's
321-392-3400. They can also apply on our Facebook page.
Okay.
We actually like them to do that. Avid Home Care Services has a Facebook page. If you go to that, you can apply right there. The job postings are on the page and you can apply right on there.
Terrific. Well, thank you, Traci. And thank you, viewer, for joining us for today's Helping Seniors Update. Hope you have a great rest of the week. We'll see you soon.